Black in the building. Shout out to everybody out there at the Core Plantation doing what they need to do to survive. Shout out to my brother, James Youngblood, Dave for No Compromise, just chopping it up with them. With James Youngblood, man. he be giving me my topics, man. Straight up, him and David, man. Shout out to them brothers. Texas in the building. Georgia is definitely in the building. Shout out to the homegirl, Shawnee. Philly is definitely in the building. So shout out to Philly and the Eagles. Shout out to the homegirl, Erica. Florida, a.k.a. Florida, is definitely in the building. Shout out to all my siblings in Vegas, Nevada. It's getting ready to get hot out there again. That's what I don't miss. That heat. I couldn't do it. I can deal with the heat, especially the springtime. Make you want to cut your nose off during the spring. All the pollen. I'm hearing people complain about pollen. And I remember that pollen used to have me fucked up. Anyway. So shout out to everybody out there in Las Vegas, Nevada. Shout out to the homegirl, Jerica in Las Vegas, Nevada. And shout out to the homegirl, Melina, all the way in North Carolina, a.k.a. North Kakalaka. The acting is real. We about to get on it. Let's do it. Man, I'm just hit y'all real quick. Yeah, man. Shout out to my brother again, James Youngblood, man. He was talking about how, we were chopping it up and having a conversation about everybody mad at Trump and all this other stuff. Well, Mike Myers, the comedian, wore a Canada jersey that says Never 51. I guess it's supposed to be some type of diss to the Trumpster. And I'm about to break it down for y'all real quick. And I really want y'all to just kind of listen, hear me out, because this isn't about just, liking Trump or not liking Trump. This is the facts. And I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna end mine. And this is real. It's so funny how everybody want to go at Trump and make him the villain, but nobody is standing up to replace this system of racism, white supremacy, and establish a system of justice, making sure the racial group that needs the most constructive help receives the most constructive help. That reminds me of people, they have to have a boogeyman to be cool. Well, I don't like Trump. Okay, good for you, but that's acting to me. These people are using the same tax lawyers to get themselves out of binds, the same ones that Trump did. That's why he said no, it's not illegal. It makes me smart. It does make him smart. It makes him highly intelligent because he knows the tax laws. Just like Mike Myers knows it too. You've been in the acting Hollywood industry for over 30 years. You know exactly how it works. And I bet you I'm paying taxes, probably paying more taxes than Mike Myers have probably ever paid in his life. But somehow he thinks he's better than Trump. These people that y'all see talking about Trump, they're not better than him. They are more vile and vicious and racist and anti-black racist than Donald Trump could ever be. Because at least Donald Trump is more like the South. And in the South, they're just going to tell you how they feel, and they're going to keep it moving. They don't care about your feelings being hurt. They don't like black people. They're just going to be like, I don't really like black people. And I think a lot of people don't like that. They like the covert racism, where a person is patting you on the back and telling you what a good job you're doing, and then get in the room and then being like, oh, I can't stand him. He's so ghetto. He's a stupid nigger. That type of stuff. And if y'all don't believe Mike Myers and the rest of these people act like that, you got to be kidding me. Shout out to Guy Torry. He was telling this story about the dude that plays Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo. He's like, I don't like him. He's a racist motherfucker too. Anti-black racist, because he was up there making fun of our claim to reparations and talking about, oh, well, these people, they weren't even around and all that. I've never liked people making a mockery out of our claim as if black folk didn't build the country, black folk didn't invent anything, black folk weren't being raped, robbed, pillaged. So when I see people like Mike Myers, it's more offensive watching them do that, because you're still benefiting off the system. I'm pretty sure you're paying less taxes than me and my family are paying separately combined. We probably pay more taxes than he does. So I don't want to hear that. And you're benefiting off of this color of your skin. So you talking about Donald Trump does not help racism, white supremacy, and being replaced with that system, with a system of justice. And we gotta stop looking at that. Like David said, theater. We gotta have one theater. Oh, you see what Mike Myers said about Donald Trump? Man, I don't care what none of these people say about Donald Trump. I don't care. At this point, it doesn't even bother me. You know what I'm happy about? Kamala Harris ain't the president. As she cosplayed like she was black, she no better than Rachel Dolezal 2.0. Yeah, cause okay, okay, because I was, cooking greens in the tub, okay, and I was listening to Tupac. Well, Kamala, you went to college in the 80s. Tupac didn't come out to the 90s. Oh, I forgot, okay. And his name is Joe Biden. Okay, but Joe Biden dropped out the race. Okay, so I'm about to make some greens, okay? That shit. So, no. And I'm so sick of people going after Donald Trump because it's low-hanging fruit. But don't nobody want to call out the system of racism and white supremacy. Nobody wants to say, hey, man, there's a big disparaging number of assets and resources that are allocated to the dominant society that are not allocated to foundational Black Americans. And that disparity is on a major platform now. You can't ignore it. And that's the thing. They just want to kind of ignore our struggle, cosplay as us. And I'm going to say it again. Just because you know the lyrics to foundational Black Americans' life, it does not give you the gall, the wherewithal where you can tell us what we're supposed to be doing and treating us like we're some second-class citizens, like we don't belong here. That's why there's so many immigrants coming out. They want us to be the permanent underclass, like Dr. Klein Anderson said. That's why I don't get impressed, in my personal opinion, about people going at Donald Trump. That just doesn't, it doesn't impress me. It just doesn't. What it does is it just irritates me. All these people. Look at the women's movement, the liberation, all this other stuff. Let people tell it was good for Black people. No. Go listen to Aaron Russo. He was trying to run for governor in like 97. He's got this documentary called Fascism of America. And he said he had conversations with David Rockefeller, and they were like, women's liberation wasn't about like giving women power. It's about separating women from their children so we can start indoctrinating the children and we can get them to work a job, so that's more taxes we can collect. That's exactly what he said. But we think anytime someone speaks in a way where it's in alignment with our views, we start getting all happy and jumping up. No, that's when the real work really begins. And it's about education too. And I'm gonna get on, my people a little bit, as far as, hey man, we gotta want the education too. And we gotta want to do better. And I'm gonna get on the old school Black folks too. I got love for my old school Black church people and all that. But hey, y'all gotta understand too. Anti-Black racism and racism and white supremacy has been modified. It has been remixed. So it isn't the same as the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. If you have family members or anyone that that's probably, in their 70s or their 80s, it's different for them than it is for us. And we got to bridge the gap with the next generation. Like, look, racism is so covert, you have no idea what it is. That's why they have so many immigrants put in place to keep us as the permanent underclass. It's so unhidden at this point. Like it just is. And you can see it. And now that we're calling it out, sorry, Mike Myers, I'm not impressed by you wearing a jersey. And like, that doesn't mean anything to me. That's fugazi. It doesn't mean anything. You're still on code with them people. You're not gonna go against them and call out all the hidden anti-Black racism that you've seen in Hollywood. I remember Ari Spears one time, the comedian, he was talking about when he was on Mad TV, and there's a woman, and she's a dominant society person. I don't know what her race is, but I know she's white. Dominant society. She was the one that would play, she look like a man. She look like a man. If you were old enough to remember, she would do that. The character was called Mrs. Swan. Well, Ari Spears and the sister that played Whitney, as a character on Mad TV, they were both talking about how that lady that played Mrs. Swan was saying nigger and all this other stuff, and she just really racist. But nobody calls it out. So Mike Myers, I don't need you wearing no fucking t-shirt that's dissing Donald Trump. If you're not trying to replace that system, you're just doing it for clout. That doesn't mean anything anymore. And I'm so thankful that foundational Black Americans, or Native Blacks, which one you want to call us, are not impressed by that type of symbolism anymore. Nobody cares about that. They just put that shit on the news because they want to draw a crowd so people can be like, yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, keep saying that, fuck Donald Trump. Keep saying, go ahead and keep doing it. You ain't heard from all them black Democrat shills that was jumping out the window. Now people are starting to be quiet. And I don't agree with 90% of what Elon Musk says and does. But y'all better leave that man alone. That's not somebody y'all want to be burning up his damn cars and thinking y'all being funny. Don't let these Democrats gaslight you into getting yourself in a situation where you wrote a check your ass can't cash on behalf of their flopped, failed Democrat party. Y'all better stop that, because you're going to be highly upset if things turn out. You got to remember, this is the president of the free world. He controls the FBI. He controls all that. Remember, the FBI, check me if I'm wrong, David, James Youngblood, I want y'all to vet me out. The president's real job is to deal firearms and weaponry, because the president is the CEO of the Pentagon. He's the CEO. That's why I always say the United States of America Incorporated. Go vet me out. Go tell me I'm wrong. So since he controls the Pentagon, who's over the military services, and then you have the CIA, who probably don't report to nobody, and then you have the FBI, who he controls and will fire you at the drop of the hat, what do you think he can do? He's going to use those resources to find out who's burning up all my good friend and good buddy Elon Musk's cars. Black folk, if you have anything to do with that, I suggest you stop it now. Let them other people jump out the window. That's not your fight. You don't have enough cash to fight that fight. Let's fight the fight that is logical to us, and that's replacing the system of racism and white supremacy and establishing a system of justice. Meaning the racial group that needs the most constructive help receives the most constructive help, which is foundational Black Americans. Let's continue to practice the four-wall effect. Don't get around a whole bunch of black folk to sit up there and argue and fight. That is not constructive behavior. Oh, I'm on my Nearly Fuller Jr. shit, because he's not lying. We get together and we do too much arguing and fighting and want to debate. There's no such thing as healthy debates and coming together and having great conversations, but when it becomes arguing, we got to stop that. And I've seen the big U stuff and all the other stuff. Look, I'm going to tell y'all this, because this is gang politics. So we got to tread lightly with that, especially when you don't know how politics work within gang culture. But I'm going to tell you this. The biggest gang is the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the ATF, the DEA. Those are the biggest gangs. Warren, how do you figure? Let's talk to Fred Hampton's family about the biggest gangs, called COINTELPRO. Let's talk to Malcolm X's family. Let's talk to MLK's family. They're going to tell you a different story about a gang, and it ain't a blood in the Crip. The biggest gang is the ones that I just named. That's who they are. So when you're looking at a big U, or you're looking at all of them, and it is a sad situation, look at the people behind these gangs that are allowing them to do what they do. And then when they want to come in here and bust them, then they want to pat on the back and, oh, we got big U, and they like dysfunction, because they know black folk, for the most part, sometimes don't possess the natural order of having what's called intrinsic value. So since we don't possess that, because we have been bamboozled, run amucked, hoodwinked, and we think that disagreeing with our brother sister is the way to go, and not being in alignment with each other, and whatever disagreements we have, we don't know how to put those to the side. See, remember I told you about the biggest gangs? They know that because they're watching it. So they know if there's togetherness or if there's not. They know about solidarity. They know that. They've done that over and over again. They've ran the same play over and over again. I suggest you go read this book called The Burglary. J. Edgar Hoover's Secret FBI. It's about 800 pages. Go read the book so you can understand exactly what they are doing. But as far as Mike Myers, nah, sorry. Just continue to entertain us. I don't believe you. You need more people. I'm just so sick of people doing these lame protests and but you don't want to call out racism and white supremacy. Most white people don't even want to touch that subject because they're afraid they're going to lose their privilege. Remember that. So when you see somebody protesting, remember, it's all fugazi. I'm done. I'm out. Shout out to everybody else. James Youngblood, David No Compromise. Hey, I got nothing but love and respect for y'all brothers. Make sure y'all listen to them two brothers, the Mic Drop and Dave from No Compromise. Go check them out. Those are my OGs, and those are two solid brothers that I be chopping it up with all the time. Shout out to them. Hey, man, guilty nigga. I'm out. Peace.